Good deal. Do you remember like writing that first Tyler Warden original song?
I do. I remember it was pretty, like, I think the riff was like something like that.
Yeah.
But then the melody was just totally based off the riff. So like my idea of songwriting came, like my idea for my feel for melody came before the, like, you know, chord structure and things like that.
Sure. Well, and we're going to talk a little bit about your writing a little bit later in the interview, but actually I want to get right into it, man. I'd love if you would play us a live song. What do you want to play for us?
All right. Well, right now I'm going to play for you guys what is the current single from the record, The Whole Affair, my first album. And I say first because there's already one that's been recorded afterwards, and we'll get to that later too. But this song is called Mountain.
All right.
All right. We ready to go?
Go for it.
Raise your hands, lend the air, watch them fly everywhere. I alone have the key to your heart to set you free. All the same, when we are here again in the dark, watch me fall to the dirt. I won't crawl and I won't hurt. Won't you dream a little bit louder for me? Won't you climb that mountain so we all can see? Once you came along, it's so hard to breathe, but it's the same old song and the same old scene. Mountain high, valley low, where am I don't know. Every rose has its thorn, and I found yours in the form. Love an old memory, back when you had time for me. And now I rest my weary soul for a heart of gold, or a heart of cold. Won't you dream a little bit louder for me? Won't you climb that mountain so we all can see? Once you came along, it's so hard to breathe, but it's the same old song and the same old scene. All right. Close your eyes, feel the burn that I feel for your return. Mountain high, valley low, where are you? I don't know. Won't you dream a little bit louder for me? Won't you climb that mountain so we all can see? Once you came along, it's so hard to breathe. But it's the same old song and the same old scene.
All right, Mountain, Tyler Warden, live on Cumberland Country, and that is your new single. And I've actually heard that a few times on FPK, listening, driving down the road.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I really like getting the airplay, and we get to check online whenever it gets played. And for a while there, it was definitely getting played an awful lot.
Right. People
can always call in and request some Tyler Warden anytime.
There you go. And you're in rotation on Crescent Hill Radio here, and I play your songs. And one of my favorite songs of yours is The Hardest Part. And I think you're going to play that one live tonight, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and I appreciate that because that is actually one of my favorites. Let's talk a little bit more here. Tell me a little bit. Obviously, you mentioned your dad. You've seen your dad play around the house, so he was probably one of your earliest influences. But who else influenced you as a singer and songwriter?
Well, I remember, and this is coming back to my dad also tying into inspiration, I remember when he decided it was time to mold me into my musical taste.
Right.
And he handed me Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. It was like, go listen to this.
Good choice.
Go listen to this. And I fell in love with the Beatles at that point, and they immediately became inspiration. It's like, I heard their songs. It's like, I want to make songs that are catchy like that. I want to make songs that like people are going to be like, oh, that is that song, you know?
Right.
I mean, a lot of the classic rock bands, kind of stuff like that. And my mom listens to a lot of country music, and I was exposed to a lot of that also. Now, I was growing up in two different households at the time. My parents had gotten divorced, and you know, I had over at my dad's side, we'd be rocking out to, you know, to the Beatles and Zeppelin and B.B. King, anywhere from blues to rock and roll.
Right.
And then over on my mom's side, you know, we would listen to nothing but country music, and like those things kind of blended together in terms of influence. And then I kind of exposed myself to more modern music. And just listening to all those things, I started to form what I wanted my sound to be. You know.
Sure.
And I mean, every day I still get new influences. I mean, about a couple years ago, I started listening to Wilco, and then I got the opportunity to see them at Forecastle, and ever since then, they've been a big inspiration too. I love Jeff Tweedy's songwriting.
Right. You know, I had a chance to see you live in a band setting at the Rudyard Kipling a while back, and actually Joel Timothy, who we're going to talk about a little bit later, who produced your album, opened up for you, but you actually did. You did a Phil Collins cover in your. So what I want, do you implement other, cover tunes into your live shows?
Yeah, we try to do creative covers. Amongst the covers we've done a couple Counting Crows songs with the Tyler Warden Band. We've done that. We have the Phil Collins song that we like to, you know.
In the Air Tonight.
Yeah, and then we also do I've Got a Feeling by the Beatles. We like to do that as a closer because it's a really good jam song, and everybody, you know, likes this. You know, I don't know anybody who doesn't like that song. And then Drift Away by Dobie Gray. We do a version of that. And yeah, I mean, I like to pick what I call fun covers, songs. It's like, you know, you're not gonna necessarily hear these songs from a cover band at Stevie Ray's on a Thursday night or anything like that.
Yeah, well, that's the way to do it. I mean, you know, you don't want to play those songs. And please, I'm begging you, never ever play Wagon Wheel. That's one of the songs that I hate to hear when I'm out because I hear it all the time.
Ironically, the most requested song I get whenever I do small functions or play at a restaurant and play a lot of cover songs, they always want Wagon Wheel. I'm always like, you know, I'll get right on that. It's like, you know what, write the chords down on a $20 bill and give it to me, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, because I think that's the new Brown-Eyed Girl, maybe.
Yeah.
Or, you know, but that's just a personal thing. It's, you know, I'm sure that it's, you know, people like that song, so there must be something to it.
Nothing against the Wagon Wheel lovers out there.
Right.
You know.
Right. But anyway, well, let me ask you this. You know, the Louisville music scene, I mean, is a great music scene. There's so many talented people out there, you being one of them now. And, you know, it's really a fairly tight community. I mean, people are, you know, really helpful. I mean, other bands, helping out other bands, singer-songwriters. Are there anybody in particular in the area that you like to go out and hear? Or, obviously you're kind of limited to the places you can go at this point, but any bands that you really dig in the area?
Guitar.
Yeah, there you go.
Local music, I really, Justin Paul Lewis.
Right.
He and I have been in cahoots for a little while, talking about things. He's kind of been mentoring me a little bit over Facebook about how to really get into the scene, because he's really doing it.
Sure, sure.
I mean, to have a record produced by Ben Sollee and to be touring, I mean, that's the dream.
And Justin's been on Cumberland Country. He's a great singer-songwriter.
Oh, I thoroughly enjoy his music.
Right.
Also, a lion named Roar. Their bassist used to be my bassist. We went to high school together, and we had a little band that we had like one gig, and then we kind of fell apart. And he ended up being with them, and they're doing great things. I would love to get the opportunity to work with them, but they're kind of hard to get a hold of nowadays.
A Lion Named Roar?
A Lion Named Roar.
I know Hunter, their drummer, so I'll put in a good word for you.
All right, awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I'm sure that would be a great opportunity. Also, there are people like... I am acquainted with Mickey Clark. Right. And then there's, of course, Joel Timothy, who is really my connection to WFPK and that kind of stuff. And also there's a new up-and-coming band called THP that my drummer is a member of. Kyle Lambert is in this band called THP, and I love their stuff. And they are doing shows with me, and we're kind of switching off on who headlines.
Right.
And they're actually going to be at the next show that I'm doing at the Rudyard Kipling on August 9th.
Right, great. And I called him Hunter. I mean, his name is Zach Hunter. He's a drummer for A Lion Named Roar. But yeah, we work together a little bit there. So
that's awesome.
Let's play another cut off the CD, The Whole Affair. I think we're going to play Dreamin'. Does that sound good to you?
Sounds great.
Any background on that one you want to talk about?
Well, I live I live in apartments in Hillview, Kentucky, and it's a little ways away from here. And there was a girl that moved into the apartments, and I fell in love with her. And we started dating for a little while. She crushed my soul, and then moved to Michigan. And I realized that even though she was gone, I couldn't get her out of my head. And some people try to escape the day by taking a nap. Well, that wasn't going to happen either. She was there too.
One of the great inspirations for songwriters is unrequited love. So you got a song out of it?
I think I have about 400 from it. But yeah.
I got you. Well, let's give it a listen. This is